Hi, welcome to the Retirement Railroad 2.0. I'm Steve, and this is another episode of Workbench Wednesday, episode number 45, and part 2 in our series on perspective, or what is commonly referred to as forced perspective within the model railroading circles. All right. Let's see, where we left off was on our Fairview Avenue scene, and I have gone ahead and started this next section showing where I have added a piece of styrene. The flat on the left protrudes outward a quarter of an inch. So in order for the perspective to work properly on this, I took some styrene, cut it on the angles that would represent the guide lines that we pre-installed. And now I have to use a little bit of plastic putty filler to fill in a couple little areas on it before I go ahead and start painting that white styrene, which you can see is right here. All right. And you also may notice that I have gone ahead and masked off this area here to show this lower portion of the building, this back section here, and how it comes out to the forefront on Fairview Avenue and starts to fade away. Then we'll add some more perspective buildings along the road before we actually get to starting on that backdrop section, and some tricks of the trade there, so to speak. All right, so let me get up there and add a little filler and do a little painting on the right hand side. All right, so a couple of weeks gone by, and I piddle around working on the perspective. A number of things have happened that have delayed this project, but we're back after it. One of the biggest issues is, while I used to be very good at drawing making perspective drawings, they're down on a flat surface where I'm doing like this. Change it where I have to be up like this, and having three-dimensional objects in the way has added a huge challenge to this project. But we're moving right along, and here's where we're at so far. And you can see where I've added the sides of buildings and so forth. I'm not real happy with the windows over on the right side, and I've got some street area things to do. But I am hopeful by the time I add trees, bushes, background trees, etc., that it will all come together. So what we're going to work on today is adding in the blue sky that would be visible above the street. I'm going to adjust this camera up here just a tad. There. There we go. And we're gonna add like a V to the blue sky there. All right, so hang tight as I prepare things, and then we'll get after that. All right, so now we're going to do a little stippling, but instead of with a brush, I am going to use a sponge. Now, as you can see, I have taped off the areas, and we're gonna now add some 3D effects for the leaves on the background trees. All right, and I've mixed up some glue, some white Elmer's glue, with watered down a little bit of alcohol in it. I am going to shake out some ground foam onto the sheet of styrene. And I'm going to gently blow it . I'm adding a second color of ground foam, a lighter green, just to act as an accent. Right. So we'll vacuum out the excess there. And let it dry. See what we got. We've cleaned out the vacuum so that we don't get the colors mixed. You can see what it looks like after it's dried and the masking tape is removed. All right, so I've added some tacky glue along the base of the buildings in the perspective, and now I'm going to add some clump foam to act as like bushes. Along the base of the building. Just little sprigs. Here and there, getting smaller as they go into the back more. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. A little darker. So closer in. Help blend the base in a little bit more. More in the foreground. All right. All right. So, give us a little bit more of a framing look. We need one more spot here. Just a little piece. All right. And while that may not be the best, keep in mind there's some cleanup to do. There's at least one tree to add to help camouflage this corner in the left foreground. And we'll get it cleaned up some, but that gives a general look or impression of what I am going for. Zoom back a little bit. There we go. So, with that, I want to thank everybody for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad 2.0 Workbench Wednesday. And this is episode 45. and perspective number 2. So I'll be updating over time, but that pretty much finishes it out. I just wanted to show how to create the illusion of depth. Like I said, not my best work, but it gives you an idea how to go about it. So the other way to do it is the use of pictures. You may ask, well, why didn't I use a picture? The area that I'm trying to depict, you know, I can go on Google Earth, but everything's modern now, and I'm trying to depict the 60s, late 50s through the 60s, late 60s, and it just did not give a fair representation of what my memory of the area was. So, again, with that, I want to thank you for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad 2.0. I'm Steve, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.